Hey guys, what's up? Sora here, and I wanted to do a quick EVO 2016 recap video for you guys. Apologies that this is late. I was really tired over the weekend, but it was a blast. I wanted to go over the results, how I did in both of the games I participated in actually, what I learned doing this tournament series, and lastly, what you can expect from this channel in terms of content as well as the tournaments that I'm going to be joining within the next few months. Okay, so first, EVO 2016 results. How did it go? How was the tournament? All that good stuff. First, if you guys have never ever gone to EVO, I highly encourage you to do so. Even if you end up going to just one EVO in your entire player life, it is very much worth it. It is the biggest tournament in the world, fighting game tournament in the world for a reason. There was hype all over the place. Outside of the stream, outside of just Street Fighter, there was people cheering for Smash, there was people cheering for Marvel, there was people cheering for MK, and every one of those games. Definitely come out and show your support as well as just see the hype for yourself. There's so many things that's not covered by the stream that I feel that you can only experience when you're at the actual event. As a convention, EVO also really stepped it up. They had a lot of booths come up there. There was an entire area of the floor that was dedicated to just merchandise. Cross Counter had a booth set up there for meet and greets. Daigo had a long line for people to buy his book and him signing it, all that good stuff. Definitely should come out and go to EVO at your next opportunity. It is very much worth it. Now, as for the tournament itself, how well did I place? Well, I am proud to say that I did achieve my small goal for Street Fighter, which is to make it out of polls, simply enough. And I did. I made it out on losers. There was definitely a lot of things going on in that pool, but at the end of the day, I am really proud that I did make it out of pools and that I eventually placed in the top 200 out of the 5,000 people that went to EVO. To me, that is a really big accomplishment given that I just started playing Street Fighter about 5 months ago. This is my first Street Fighter game. Could not have, maybe I could have hoped for a better result, but I am pleased. Really pleased, really excited about this result. It showed my effort and where it has taken me so far. A little bit on the matches itself. In the pools matches in particular, I played a Nikali twice, both early in the pool as well as in losers finals. I played a Karine, who I shouted out as one of my best / favorite matchups to play in Street Fighter because it proves who the better player is more than anything else. And I played a Vega, Vega from Taiwan, who was the one who knocked me into losers. His Vega was top notch, doing things that I've never ever seen before, even online, and adding to the fact that Karine versus Vega is not that great to begin with, I was bodied. I won't lie. I did adjust a little bit at the end, but he was definitely the better player at that time. Outside of the pools, I did play against Allura, and the match was really close, but I ended up succeeding to that Laura player at the end, and it was a really good match. I couldn't really hope for a better ending other than winning. So that's how Street Fighter went. A little bit on Marvel. Marvel is my original game that I took competitively. I still very much play it, I still very much love it, and I did also make it out of losers in that. Given all of the focus I've been putting on Street Fighter, having made it out of losers in Marvel was really great. Also adding to the fact that I lost first round for Marvel. So making it out in losers despite losing first round was really good. It felt really good, I'm not gonna lie. But that's all for results so far. It was fantastic tournament to join. I encourage you guys to join in the future if you can. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to discuss is what I learned over this weekend, what I learned with tournaments, and how can I expect myself to improve from this point on. One of the things that definitely did me in was stamina, and I mentioned this earlier during the matches in the placement, but despite having trained both physically and mentally for this, when you get out of pools, the stamina toll really does take it up on you. During my match outside of pools against that lower player who eventually I lost to, I was probably playing at around 50% of what I usually play as, and that's not good. And even with the little bit of Street Fighter that I played right after that, I feel that my particular playstyle, which I focused more on a counter-based playstyle rather than a rushdown-based playstyle, takes a lot of mental energy. And with that mental energy, you expend it all way too early in the tournament because you want to play clean. You want to be dominant whenever you win, and you want to have answers on everything your opponent does. That precludes that you allow your opponent to do whatever they want to do in the first place. That's the downside of having a counter playstyle. So when I was playing the Laura, that first round that I lost was because I was waiting and seeing what he was going to do and trying to figure out what my playstyle would be right after that. So that's something I still need to give a lot of thought on and a lot of work on. Another thing about stamina is, of course, physical training. I do go to the gym about 4 times a week, and it did help for me to keep my focus, but it wasn't enough. I don't think it's been enough, so I need to keep up on it. I need to keep up on the physical training to have the physical stamina that is required to even go bouncing back and forth between pools, to even go sit down in the same venue for elongated periods of time. If I'm ever going to make top 8, I need to have an even better plan to keep my stamina up. The other thing I learned was definitely lack of matchup knowledge. There are many ways to play a character, and that Vega from Taiwan that I played definitely showed me a particular playstyle of Vega that I have never seen before. And I'm not just talking about claw on, claw off. It's a different way of approaching the same character, and that's the beauty of Street Fighter, is that despite playing, let's say again, with that Karin that I played against, he had a completely different playstyle than I did. It just so happened that I was familiar with that, and with the Vega I wasn't. So that's what made me lose that match, and that was a very clean loss. I have no qualms in losing that simply because I wouldn't have known how to counter that particular playstyle yet. I did adjust it by the end of the second round and brought him down to about 10% health because I was starting to make adjustments, but my adjustments were not that quick. So it came down to him just clutching it out in the end, really. If he had allowed that round to go through, then maybe I would have put up more of a fight, but honestly, no qualms against that match. So to cap this out, definitely stamina, matchup knowledge, I need to brush up on that more, and both of those things I can work on, and I already have a plan on working on. Okay, so with EVO behind us, what is the future of this channel? Well, the Street Fighter content will continue on. There is a major next month that is coming up called Absolute Battle. It is happening in Dallas, Texas, my current hometown, and I definitely will be competing in that. That requires a road to Absolute Battle, which will definitely be coming up on this channel. There may or may not be a few surprises in store for that new road to Absolute Battle, but I'll leave that when that series kicks off within the next couple of days here. So that's one. The other thing that I wanted to really start implementing in this channel is a few more knowledge-based videos. either helping people with the matchup or helping people with execution in particular. I try to aim for the not necessarily full beginner, but the early intermediate players, the ones that are just starting to become really competitive and are looking to make that next big step. I want to create content for those people. Some of it focused on execution, some of it focused on mentality, some of it focused on just training. I think these three things are really helpful. They certainly helped me when I was trying to prepare for Street Fighter, and given the very moderate amount of success that I've had so far, I think this is now knowledge worth sharing. The last bit of thing that I wanted to potentially include in this channel is match reviews of high-profile players in particular, because I want to be in that audience seat with you, trying to let you guys know what I look for whenever I review matches. I think this is an understated art in preparing for tournaments. It's not just trying to look for tech, it's not just trying to look for matchup knowledge, but even diving in deeper to player decisions. Why did so-and-so choose to let standing roundhouse whiff in that particular situation, or why did he choose to jump in that situation? What was the tell that made him decide, oh, there was a fireball coming, let's go? I actually have one match in particular that I really want to cover, and that's going to come up very soon. The last thing is probably streaming. I have skirted around this for a little bit because I didn't really know a format for streaming. I'm finalizing the details of that now, but I hope you guys will tune in. Look forward to that in the very near future. With that being said, as always, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, like, comment on these videos on what you want me to work on in the future, and thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Until the next major, catch you guys later. Peace.